Hello, hello. Welcome to Crazy E Games. We are back in Genshin Impact, and today we're going to do the story quest for Dehya. We'll unlock this Mantichora Chapter Act I. Let's see what it says. Lionsblood, Mantichora, Chapter Act I, Shade. Upon red silk, go to the Grand Bazaar. One day, you and Paimon stop by the Grand Bazaar. So yeah, let's see where this takes us.
Paimon's trying to remember. What else did we put on our shopping list? Oh, what a mouth-watering smell. Paimon would know the aroma of biryani anywhere. Let's go get some.
That wasn't on our list, was it?
We can still add it to the list.
That's how they get you.
Well, if it isn't the Traveler and Paimon.
Dinyarzad.
Wasn't expecting to see you here.
Hello there. Oh, it's been quite a while.
I wonder how she's doing now that her Elazar has been cured.
So you two are still hanging out together. Dehya, didn't you say last time that you were gonna head back to the desert?
That's what I thought too. I thought she said she can't be tied down or something, and she's gonna stop being Dinyarzad's bodyguard, and she has like an urge to roam free or something like that. Was that during the Archon quest? I don't remember. I think it was during the Archon quest, near the end, after Nahida kind of takes over.
I said I was going to resign from being her bodyguard, not that our friendship was over. We're still the best of friends. The Holmayanis also still post jobs from time to time. Their pay is always generous, so me and the other mercs never pass them up.
Okay.
I told Dehya to just stay at our place when she took one of those jobs a few days ago. My parents were delighted. They even said that it always felt like we were missing someone whenever Dehya wasn't around.
That sounds like something they would say, all right. They're always so welcoming. Anyway, the job is already taken care of, so I was gonna head back to the brigade as soon as I finished a little shopping. But the master kept insisting, and I ended up staying for another day.
That's what they get you.
You can stay for as many days as you want, Dehya. Father hasn't even gotten around to treating you to his best dishes yet.
You know I'm not the kind of person to stay put in one place like that, my lady. Don't worry, though. There'll always be next time.
Next time.
What? She said they'll treat you to the best dishes. Paimon can't believe you can still refuse that.
But wait. Didn't you say last time that you would take me on a trip to the desert? Why don't you just take me with you today, when you leave? There are so many places I still haven't visited yet.
It must be awesome for Dinyarzad. She's pretty much lived her life in hard mode with like a limiter on how much she can do with her Elazar. She like can't really run, or else she'll like get exhausted really quickly, and then her body will be weak and is constantly like getting sick and stuff. And she can't really like do a lot of things that physically tax her. But now that Elazar is gone, she must feel like a superhero. Like she suddenly like like gained a superpower where she can like spend the entire day without feeling tired. She must feel so like invigorated.
I'm sorry, my lady, but no can do. There's still a few things I need to take care of back at the brigade. Besides, the desert hasn't exactly been the most peaceful place lately.
Oh no, what's going on in the desert, Dehya?
Oh, come on. Not this again. That's also what you said last time and the time before that.
Yeah, it's always it's always dangerous in the desert.
I know, I'm sorry. Just give me some more time, and I promise I'll plan the best trip ever for you.
All right, fine. To be perfectly honest, it's not that I wanted to go, it's more like I feel like something is off about you lately.
Uh-oh.
Ever since you first set foot on the estate a few days ago, you've been acting anxious and even paranoid.
What does she have on her mind?
Have you been delaying our trip because you've run into some kind of trouble?
Nah, are you kidding? You're worrying too much.
Would you swear on that? Friends shouldn't lie to each other, you know. I wouldn't pry any further if you're willing to swear on what you just said. But if something really is bothering you, then just tell me. You know I'll help you however I can.
Oh, Junior Zod was onto something.
Ooh.
You're too perceptive, my lady. Seems I can't hide anything from you. I just thought that nothing good could come out of telling you about the messy happenings of mercenaries. Knowing too much only leads to more trouble. Mercenary life is a dog-eat-dog world where Mora reigns supreme. Everything operates on a completely different set of rules.
That doesn't change anything about what I just said, though. We're still friends, and I can only support you if I understand what's bothering you.
My lady, you're not gonna stop until you drag it out of me, are ya? All right, I'll share what I know. Let's go somewhere else first. This isn't exactly the best place for a discussion.
Ooh. Dia's letting us in on our secrets, or we like follow along, and she's like, "Where are you following us, traveler? I want to speak with Dehya individually."
Okay, let's talk here. Just try not to draw any extra attention. As you may already know, the Eremites have both a lot of mercenaries and a complex organizational structure. Many mercs are no different than me, just going around looking for jobs to earn some mora. My brigade is called the Blazing Beasts. We're not a large group, but every member is loyal and brave. However, not all Eremite brigades are like mine. Some are willing to cross all kinds of lines for the sake of mora. The most notorious is a faction known as Deshret's Relics.
Deshret's Relics? Judging from the name, they must really look up to...
El Ahmar. King Deshret.
Yep, you got it. I've heard that you've already crossed paths with Ain al-Akmar. They're one of the groups under the Relic's banner.
Oh, you mean the group that tried to sell us the Divine Knowledge Capsule? Yeah, they weren't friendly at all.
Deshret's Relics is composed of many smaller brigades like Ain al-Akmar. The Relic's headquarters issues orders to all brigades under his control. On any other day, I would want nothing to do with them. Unfortunately, though, the brigade that's stirring up trouble now is none other than Dakan al-Akmar.
Dakan?
I think it means beard or something. Believe me, it's a really stupid name. I found it insufferable for years.
Isn't daikon like a vegetable? No, it's daikon. Well, it sounds kind of familiar.
Anyway, the real issue is that Dakan al-Akmar is led by my father, Kusela.
What?
Say what now?
Your father?
I think I'm starting to understand your anxiety now. But what did they do?
What's with fathers being leaders of, like, sinister organizations? We just finished, our conquest where, Kaya's father? Or was it grandfather? Was like the leader of the Abyss Order or something like that?
I won't go into details, my lady, but they've been involved in a lot of violent incidents.
Uh-oh.
We're talking hundreds.
Hundreds?
They've been violently beating people up on the streets? That's not cool. Get the law enforcement. Get the General Mahamatra involved.
Yep. The scenes tend to be quite gruesome, too. They strip the victims of all their valuables before murdering them.
Why don't they just, if they're gonna murder them anyways, why don't they just murder them first and then strip them of their valuables? Or do they want to, like, get the information as to, like, where they live and stuff, too, so after they murder them, they can go rob their houses or something, too?
Not only have they targeted merchant caravans and ordinary citizens, but other mercenary brigades as well.
That's beyond terrible. They won't even spare their own kind.
I don't know how Deshret's Relic sees it. All I do know is that Dakan al-Akmar has become more and more aggressive over the last few years. If I don't do something about them, then even my brigade or the people of Aru Village could become their next target.
Oh no, you don't want to mess with Aru Village. Candace is there, and she's crazy.
I just wish I knew what's driven him to do this.
Yeah. How can your father do such terrible things?
I don't know. People change. He's always been pretty pathetic. But at least in the past, there were still a few lines that he wouldn't cross.
That's setting the bar pretty low.
I mean, if he was even remotely decent, then why would I have to leave the brigade and cut all ties with him?
Ooh, seems like Dehya here has some daddy issues. Hee.
He was loud and foolish, with no real sense of purpose. Instead of doing anything useful, he spent most of his time drinking and chasing after women. Of course, the other brigade members were just like him. Their ruckus would go on night after night.
Sounds like a nightmare.
What about your mother? Did she ever step in to stop them?
Unfortunately, I never knew my mother.
I'm sorry, Dehya. I didn't know.
Did the mother just abandon her in by the father or something? Say, oh, it's yours now, goodbye. Or are they implying that maybe the mother like died in childbirth or something?
It's all right, my lady. That's pretty common in mercenary circles. Didn't I mention that my father was chasing after women? I was the result of one of those encounters with some random person.
Oh no, she's a mistake.
He told me that he wasn't sure who my mother was. And in any case, she never came to see me. He'd say, "You'll be fine as long as you remember to stick with Dad." But even then, he left most of the parenting to the brigade. The one thing I do remember is that he used to tell me stories. But the problem was that he had terrible taste. He only knew a few stories, and even those tended to be pretty stale. They were tales of desert warriors defeating dragons in the forest, or stories of mercenaries rescuing princesses from rebel armies.
Sounds like your typical fairy tales.
More or less, yeah. They were interesting maybe the first or second time around, but after about 20 repeats, they started to get a little dull. He seemed to think those stories were the best things ever, though. He was so into them that he'd call the whole brigade over and make them perform the whole thing as a play. Even the toys he gave me would all be story props. I'd get helmets, shields, and toy swords. It was only much later when I realized that the shows were more for him than they ever were for me.
What an interesting guy.
Yeah, I've always found him pretty childish, but that was something I could just shrug off. I had no reason to despise him. Until I grew up and learned the true face of Deshret's relics for myself. Looting, blackmail, violence, and fraud. They not only accepted such heinous acts, they would even openly boast about them. No one in the brigade was any kind of hero. Instead, my father and his cronies were more like the bad guys that needed to be taken down.
And we're the good guys. That's gonna be taking them down, right?
Did they really think that as long as they didn't do any of that stuff right in front of me, I would never know?
I think I can understand your feelings. The difference between perception and reality must have hit hard.
Yeah, but don't worry, my lady. It's all water under the bridge to me now. I had a huge argument with my father and left that place behind for good. I'm not investigating them due to any bitter feelings I still have towards my father. I just want to protect those that are close to me.
You just want to find out why they suddenly started causing so much more trouble, right?
Yeah, I told the boys to gather as much information as they could. Most of the reports concern violent incidents, but there's also some talk of smuggling.
Human smuggling? Human trafficking?
I see. But isn't this investigation incredibly dangerous?
It is, but every mercenary lives life on the edge. It's a lifestyle that I enjoy.
That may be true, but it'll be impossible for those who care about you not to worry.
Well, now you get why I didn't want to share any of this with you.
What should we do? They both have valid concerns.
I'll go back to the desert with Dehya.
Huh? But there's no need for you to get caught up in this mess, too.
Don't worry, we just finished our conquest. We have nothing else better to do.
Well, she's super tough, so if she went into the desert with you, then Paimon bets the problem will be solved in no time.
I mean, we solved, like, nation or national problems. So, some, like, rogue band or rogues gallery of people, a rogue gang of bandits, that should be no problem.
I'm inclined to agree. I'd feel a lot more at ease if you took her along to help.
You can count on me. I'll do my best.
I'll wait for news from you in the city until then. Please, stay safe.
I'm honored that you care so much for me, my lady. All right, then let's get moving. Our first stop will be Caravan Rebot, where we can catch up a bit with my fellow mercs.
Just point me out the ones you want me to kill. Lionsblood started. Wow. Dinyarzad.
Please be
Unyarzad.
careful. I'll stay in the city and wait for news from you. Just don't do anything reckless, alright?
Okay, if you don't hear from us, try and get in contact with Sino or Tainari. Or I guess Nilu too, because she probably knows Nilu better, right? Yeah. Man, I'm missing all these characters that I don't have. I've actually like really missed out on a lot of characters in Sumeru, because I keep trying to chase like characters that I've missed in Inazuma and Li Yue. I think I have most of the characters in Mondstadt. I'm missing Diluc, that's for sure. Diluc and Albedo. But yeah. Go to Caravan Rebat to learn more about the situation. I just stole that, like, Stan's vegetables. Are we gonna meet Candace? Candace should have a story. Was there a Candace story? I don't think there was a Candace story. I think it was, like she was part of the Archon quest. That's it. That's about it, right?
Hey, Dehya, you're back. Are these two friends of yours?
Oh, we're more than just friends. It's a pleasure to meet you. I trust Dehya with my life.
Oh, so you've already become like one of us then? Oh, well, that's good to know. Anyway, since we've got a newcomer, let me fill you in on what the Khan al-Ahmar's been up to lately. They've become extremely aggressive. Apparently, even their own now have become acceptable targets.
What?
They even attack other relics brigades, just the same as any other mercenary brigade.
Paimon, like, recoils.
Even the most ferocious beasts still protect their own. But it sounds like they've thrown that straight to the wind.
That's right. Once they've collected enough loot off the other mercenaries, they sell it off to a different brigade, or turn to merchants on the black market.
Wow.
A portion of their profits is immediately exchanged for more food and weaponry to be used in their next violent operation.
Disgusting.
That's terrible!
Yeah, and it really makes you wonder why they're so desperate for Mora.
Blazing Beasts member?
A few days ago, Isham and I trailed them for a while, and even disguised ourselves as merchants to conduct trade with them. We were able to learn a few things from the exchange.
Fill us in,
Rather
please.
than saying they're out to plunder and hoard Mora, it'd probably be more accurate to say that they're experiencing an internal power struggle.
Ooh, is that what it is?
Wait, a power struggle?
What's happened? What's gonna happen to Dehya's dad?
You heard me right. The vast majority of their victims are mercenaries from the other brigades of Deshret's relics. If their only goal is Mora, they could have gone after anybody. The targeted nature of their attacks points to a power struggle between the different brigades within the relics. That's the only plausible explanation we have. Unfortunately, we weren't able to find out anything more specific. It seems they're also trying to keep things under wraps. Oh, one last thing we discovered was that over the past few years, as the Khan al-Ahmar became more and more active, Deshret's relics as a whole became a lot weaker.
They were able to cause so much damage. That somehow makes things even more confusing.
It sounds mighty strange to me too. Harun, you can leave the rest of the investigation to us. Gotta say though, I didn't expect you to go on a whole undercover mission during the few days I was gone. Sounds like you were really putting your necks on the line, no?
Nah, it was nothing. We're just as concerned about the situation as you are. The Khan al-Ahmar is your father's crew after all.
What he said. Besides, Dehya, haven't you done more dangerous things than all of us combined? What we did is nothing compared to your experiences.
Oh. Is it this person a voice for us? They're all looking at like the camera as if they're like breaking the fourth wall, and this voice like seems like a stand-in for us talking to them. But no, unfortunately it's not that clever, right? It's just some random person, some disembodied voice.
Yeah. And while they went to talk with Khan al-Ahmar, I took a look at the last camp they attacked. Any survivors of the attack were already long gone. There was nothing of value left in the camp.
Ah, Hisham and Khalaf. You're here too.
We rushed over as soon as we saw you come into Caravan Rebat. Although this new friend of yours looks a little green behind the ears, I'm sensing a special vibe from her.
Are you talking about Paimon? If I like skipped it, I would not have seen the animation where she puts her hands on her hips.
Now that we know you'll have a capable partner with you, we can also rest easy.
Hey, what about feel anything special?
Oh, you're also planning to tag along with them?
Yeah, she's our guide, okay? She's the best travel companion.
Of course! Paimon is the traveler's most important guide. Wherever she goes, Paimon will follow.
Oh. In that case, then you'd better take care of her too, Dehya.
Don't underestimate Paimon!
Yeah, we can give Paimon like a crossbow or something. She can fly up really high and just like snipe people.
Don't worry about her. She may look tiny and helpless, but she's been through just as many battles as the traveler here. Even if she had only survived on sheer luck, then that alone would still make her quite formidable.
I had no idea. I guess I shouldn't judge by appearances. Oh, one other thing, Dehya. When you're free, why don't you update the deputy about your upcoming schedule? We held another recruitment event a few days ago, but everyone only came to see the Flame Mane. You weren't around at the time, so people were pretty disappointed to only find our crew of rough, unkempt guys. The deputy put a lot of effort into the event, but it was basically for nothing. Only a few people chose to stay, and that really got to him.
If I was part of this world, I'd come just to see the Flame Mane too.
Sorry to hear that. I'll be sure to bring him some great liquor next time. I left in a hurry and I couldn't make it back in time for the event.
Gotta admit, I can understand their disappointment, though. You're our brigade's main selling point, after all. Now, if only the deputy could figure out a way to bring a few more smoking hot members into our ranks.
Keep dreaming. Remember the last time I invited a couple gals into the brigade? You all just froze up with your mouths gaping like a bunch of scarecrows. The awkward silence and weird expressions left quite the impression on them. They were originally interested in joining us, but after that, they both told me they were too uncomfortable to stick around.
Hey, didn't we agree to never bring that up again?
It was accident.
Huh? Wait, are you serious? Why have I never heard about this?
There's no ladies in this group of people. It's hard to talk to ladies if we don't have any practice.
I don't think you were part of the brigade yet.
Are you kidding me? I missed a once-in-a-lifetime moment like that and you weren't even gonna tell me?
All right. We can tell you about it later. Now's not the time.
Hey, don't you try to change the subject. You and Hisham get your butts over here and tell me everything right now.
Are they always like this?
Yes, they're always a bunch of goofballs.
More or less. There aren't many rules or graces when it comes to mercenaries. We're used to just speaking our minds. If someone starts getting under your skin, you just yell right back at them. And if that doesn't put an end to it, then you just challenge him to a fight.
Limine's face.
But we also don't tend to take many things too seriously. Being direct and getting it all out of your system as soon as things come up is better than keeping everything bottled up, never talking about it. That's also why I never spare their feelings when I talk to them. If I want to laugh, I'll laugh. If I'm angry, then I'll unload on them. It's hard to stop once you get used to it. Though, I can never do that when I'm with the Homayanis. Hey, knuckleheads! Can you at least tell me the rest of the intel before you go back to your bickering?
Yeah, you hear her, Holof? Told you we gotta focus on the investigation first. I drew up a map. Right here is the spot. There you'll find the merchant caravan responsible for getting rid of Dehya al-Akhmar's looted goods. All you gotta do is wait and ambush them in the evening. They'll have no idea what hit them.
Okay.
Perfect. Thanks for that. Be sure to pass my regards to everyone else in the brigade as well.
Will do. You stay safe, Dehya.
Okay. Ring! Watch over the trade route and wait for your moment. Okay. They want me to go this way? Is it better to teleport? Oh, yeah. They're just bringing me all over Sumeru. Alright. Shoo-boop, shoo-boop. Yeah. We shall ambush.
This should be the place. Let's find a spot to hide and bide our time.
Ooh. Does that mean we gotta stick close together while we're hiding?
It's gonna come down to a fight one way or another, so let's all be careful.
Oh, I guess we can use Dehya at this point. They might give us a Dehya.
She knows her way
I'm not worried about that. What I meant is that we probably shouldn't go too hard on the enemy. After all, we still need to get information out of them.
What if the enemy gets hard on us? Then we'll chop it off.
Ah, here they come. You
Yeah.
ready?
Yeah. Yeah.
Let's not give them a chance to react and end this quickly.
Wait, I thought you said we don't go hard on them. Yes. Apparently there's a lot of issues with Dehya's kit. So that's the reason why I went for Sino instead of Dehya. I was originally trying to do Dehya, trying to pull for Dehya, but I heard news that, or not news, but I guess I just didn't know. But she's apparently gonna be added to the permanent banner, or be a standard kind of pullable character, similar to how Tainari was added to it. So I decided, if I lose 50-50, there's a chance I'll still pull her. And lately I've been kind of losing 50-50s very often, so I thought maybe I shouldn't, I should take advantage of that aspect and just go for Sino. I guess for open world stuff, she's fine. I guess if you just want to explore, light torches, run fast during the day, and I don't know, use her elemental skill and switch to a different character to do like elemental reactions, that's probably the best thing to use her for. And she's also a greatsword user, so you can also mine ore and stuff whenever you come across them as you're exploring. So that was the reason why I wanted to pull her in the first place, because I don't have Diluc, and I kind of want a DPSC Pyro greatsword user, but like Xinyan was a defense and I don't have Diluc, so I had an opportunity to get her. But then I don't know, all the issues with her kit just kept coming and coming as the weeks went by, ever since she was released, and it just kind of convinced me to go for Sino instead, especially since she's going to be added as a standard 5-star character that you can pull if you lose 50-50 on the character banner. I guess you can also pull her on the permanent banner after all this. So yeah, those are the two main reasons why I switched to Sino.
You're the Flame Mane.
Yeah, she's hot and hairy. Oh wait, what?
Good. That saves me an introduction. All right, time for a little talk. Are you buddies with Dakana Lakmar now? Tell me, what are they after?
You know the code of being a mercenary just like everyone else. The first rule is to never divulge key information about our employer. What makes you think I'd talk?
'Cause you're talking to the Flame Mane. Dun dun dun.
That might have worked on an amateur, but I know you're just looking to protect your reputation. Think about it, though. What's your reputation worth if you won't have the other tools you need to succeed in this line of work? Tools like, I don't know, your limbs or eyes?
Or a penis.
You've got 5 seconds. You might want to think twice about how much your employer's information is worth to you.
Whoa!
Whoa. It's alright, Paimon. She knows what she's doing. She like murders them in front of us. She like tortures them and stuff. Like, don't worry, Paimon. She knows what she's doing. But this is very violent and unethical. Don't worry about it, Paimon. She knows what she's doing.
I'm not joking around. We can do this the easy way or the painful way. 2 seconds.
I'll save you the trouble.
Wait, what did he do? Did he murder himself?
Huh? Are you crazy?
Did he rip his own arms off?
He tried to bite off his own tongue. Quick, search the area for any first aid supplies.
How about we just search him for money and leave? With Dia's emergency treatment, the bleeding in Saturn smells is brought under control.
I definitely didn't expect him to go that far. Thankfully, the wound wasn't too deep, and he just passed out from the pain.
Wait, what? How do you treat someone's mouth? That seems like kind of ooey gooey. But I guess if you're into first aid, He kind of let go of all the ooey gooeys. What if he has like weird stuff in his mouth? Would he have some sort of disease?
But why would he be so extreme?
I don't know.
Uh, I just wanted to test his mettle. You can get a lot of mercenaries to talk just by threatening them. I didn't expect him to be willing to go through so much pain just to deny us some intel.
Now we're gonna have to play some pranks on him before he wakes up.
Well, he's out cold for now. We could wait for him to wake up, but maybe it's not a good idea to interrogate him any further. What should we do?
Give Paimon like a sharpie. It's like go nuts on his face.
Yeah, don't worry about it. It'll be a waste of time to interrogate him again after that. He might just hurt himself again if we start asking. There are lots of goods around here. Let's search the area. Maybe we'll be able to find something. I'm really sorry.
No, you're not. Our president did it to himself. Let's give him a back massage. A standing back massage. Yeah. I hope he feels better. Satar is not gravely injured, and will probably wake up soon. It should be okay to leave him here for a while. Check. Examine box. There are some weapons in the boxes, as well as a bunch of medicine and bandages. It seems like Dakan al-Ahmar is really up to no good. Check transport. These are a lot of daily necessities, like food and water in the boxes. It doesn't seem like there's anything noteworthy. Check backpack.
We found a piece of paper with a bunch of names on it. Maybe it's a record of something.
Let me take a look. If this really is a merchant caravan, they should have a record of their transactions. Yep. I see an entry for Dakan al-Akmar right here. Kusela, Idrisi, Bashar, and Takriti.
That's a bunch of names.
All familiar names. Dakan al-Akmar has been trading for a hefty supply of food, weapons, and medicine. It seems that in the past, they used to receive some canned knowledge as well.
Ooh.
This caravan is just one link in their logistics chain. Once in the rainforest, the caravan will exchange the looted goods for Mora, and the funds will then be passed to a specific person. That person will then pack the caravan full of necessary goods, which will then be brought right back to Dakan al-Akmar. Wait, why is there no Mora value recorded for the final transaction?
No value?
They got it all for free.
Yeah, every transaction before the last one was marked with an exact amount of Mora, but the final one, where they paid for everything to be brought back to the desert, was simply marked as delivered.
Maybe the Mora amounts just happened to cancel each other out?
Perhaps. But they couldn't have known how much they would make off selling the loot. Do they not care about profit margins at all? Anyway, the next part's the records of the goods themselves. There are a lot of entries. Everything was probably sourced from the rainforest. Huh?
What's wrong?
Shahzaman Homayani?
That's Dunyarzad's family name.
Homayani? You mean Dunyarzad's family? Could it just be another family with the same last name?
Yeah, like cousins or something.
I'd be surprised to find someone with the exact same first and last name. Shahzaman Homayani is Dunyarzad's father, and the head of the Homayani family.
It turns out Dunyarzad's dad and Dia's dad are brothers, so it makes them cousins.
Just what the heck is going on here?
Calm down, Dia. Let's analyze the situation first.
I'm sorry. You're right. I'll consider what we found and not jump to conclusions just yet.
I certainly jumped to a conclusion that is very unlikely.
But what this piece of paper confirms is that the Homayani family has been providing goods to Dakan al-Akmar.
What if the Homayanis have been kept in the dark and don't know they've been trading with Dakan al-Akmar?
That's a possibility, but if that was the case, why is this caravan specifically named Shahzaman as their person of contact? They could have just as easily bought goods such as food and medicine directly from Caravan Rebot or Port Ormos.
If Shazaman was actually aware of this, then perhaps he's been supplying the brigade's operations this entire time?
Yeah, funding violence and looting. The brigade gets the goods, and he is paid the proceeds from the sale of the loot.
But why would he do something like this? It's not like the Homianis are in need of money.
Maybe that's why they're rich. They're doing some under the table stuff.
I honestly have no idea.
No idea. Because your name is Dia.
I've been to their estate many times, and I've never noticed anything suspicious. The only potentially large expenditure I could think of would be the treatment costs for Dunyarzad's Elazar. Maybe they borrowed a lot of Mora in the past, but that's still just a speculation. I don't think the Master would stoop so low to make Mora.
I don't think Dunyarzad knows anything about this either.
You're probably right. I know my lady's personality, and she wouldn't deliberately keep something like this from us.
But what should we do now? All we found is just another mystery.
If we want to get to the bottom of this, we won't have to turn back. Or we won't be able to turn back. Indeed.
If you ask me, we already have no choice but to confront her about this.
I don't know.
I'm not worried. It's too early to make a verdict yet. I still have faith in the Homiyanis.
We go up to Dinyarzad and say, what does your dad do for a living? And she's like, I don't know.
Let's go find my lady again. We'll tell her everything and see if she's willing to lend us her support.
I think he's like a used car salesman or something. I don't know.
If we're lucky, we can not only figure out the mystery of this paper, but also follow the trail of breadcrumbs to the people responsible at Dakan al-Akmar.
Dia, are you sure this is the best decision? What if instead of getting the help we need, we just end up revealing everything we've discovered to the enemy?
I've considered that possibility, but even still, I want to tell her what we found. I think I owe her that much. True friendship is built on trust.
You mean it's not built on, deceit?
She showed genuine concern for me when we first brought up the topic. I can't repay her kindness with doubt and suspicion. That's not how I deal with people.
You're right. Paimon wants to trust Dunyarzad too.
Yeah. Let's pay another visit to Sumeru City.
I didn't read what she said there, what Lumine said there. I just went to the next line. Ooh, quest complete. Annals of the Secret Sands is what's next. Let's see what's the item I just got. Caravan accounts. Or accounts obtained from your target caravan. The information on it mostly relates to Dakan al-Akmar. Apart from the large amount of data and information on the movement of loot, the fact that Dunyarzad's father was named is quite concerning. Alright. I guess that's all I have for you for today. It seems like Oyoverse lately has made these story sections close to like around 40 minutes. Well, I guess I did a lot of like rambling and stuff too, so they've really shortened the amount of story in each like quest section for story quest. So yeah, I'm actually kind of glad that that's how they're doing things. It makes it easier for me to like make videos and edit them and split them off. So yeah, those are all I have for you for today. Hope you see you in the next one where we will continue this story. Hope you enjoyed, and thanks for watching. Goodbye.